Welcome to Lighthouse Assembly of God. This is Pastor Brent, your host with today's devotion. In Romans chapter 15, verse 13, it says, I pray that God, the source of hope, will fill you completely with joy and peace because you trust in Him. Then you will overflow with confident hope through the power of the Holy Spirit. Like many vacationers, our family visited Niagara Falls and witnessed the 3,000 tons of water falling 160 feet over the edge every second. The sheer volume of water that overflowed was powerful, and it drenched and soaked us all, just like God promises for us. Hope that overflows. And it's not a verb, so where can we find hope that brings us peace and joy completely? First, we can find hope in God's promises. Hope is not something we do. It is not something we possess. It is gifted to us by God through the Holy Spirit as we put our trust in Him. Next, we can find God's hope through the process. I'm sure by now you've noticed that your ways and God's ways are different. Yet God has promised that He is always working for our good. This is why we see that through this, God produces in us patience and endurance. And that experience in turn gives us hope, a hope that will not disappoint us. And finally, we can find hope through God's presence. When life becomes difficult and things seem to be getting out of control, that is when you and I must turn to prayer. And as we do, God fills our life, fills our heart, that He is the rock of our salvation and a fortress that will not be shaken. So today, let God's promise and process and presence overflow and bring you hope.